This is KGW News at 11.
As soon as you go off trail, it can become pretty dangerous. There's a lot of cliffs. It's called the gorge.
Tonight, search and rescue teams recovered the body of a hiker who died in the Columbia River Gorge. Thanks for joining us tonight at 11. I'm John Adams. Ashley Grahams has more about what led to this fatal fall.
The Multnomah County Sheriff's Office says about 5 friends in their 20s started hiking here at Horsetail Falls. But later in the afternoon, one of those friends fell to their death.
A caller called and reported that they saw someone fall off of a cliff here along the highway.
The hiker who fell was a woman, and the Multnomah County Sheriff's Office believes she was in her 20s.
It was a group of friends, young adults, who came out here together. They went on the trail together, and at some point, the young woman who fell separated herself from the group. It seems that she went off trail and then fell.
Deputy John Plock says she fell about 50 or 60 feet. He says some other hikers performed CPR, but weren't able to save her. Search and rescue teams arrived Sunday night, along with the medical examiner, climbing the hillside to recover her body.
And for the friends that were with this young lady, our sympathy goes out to them. Our thoughts and prayers are with them. It's very difficult for them.
Deputy Plock says this is the second hiker to die in the gorge this year. In March, a woman in her 60s fell and died while hiking. On the Washington side of the gorge, just over a week ago, another woman fell 300 feet while hiking Dog Mountain. She survived.
And if you go off trail, it can be very dangerous. And unfortunately, that's what happened here. This young lady separated herself from her group, went off trail, and ended up falling.
The Sheriff's Office hasn't released the name of the woman who died. In the gorge, I'm Ashley Grahams, KGW News.
New tonight, a death investigation is underway after first responders pull a body from the Willamette River. A caller reported seeing the body just after 12:30 today near the Steel Bridge. The Multnomah County Sheriff's Office used a boat to recover it, which is now in the care of a medical examiner. They're attempting to determine the person's identity and cause of death. A Western Oregon neighborhood is in shock after an adult foster care home burns to the ground. The Lebanon Fire District is now reporting one person has died. It happened just before 1:30 this morning. While investigators make their way through the building, some neighbors who were woken up by the fire say they're still recovering from the incident.
I looked through the blinds here and there was like this red glow. And so I go over to the blinds, I peek out and I see this like large inferno.
The fire district says a neighboring barn caught fire because of blowing cinders, but crews extinguished it. One person who was already on hospice was hospitalized for smoke inhalation and later died. The foster care owners and 2 of the occupants were able to be rescued, but the building was completely destroyed. And investigators are looking into what caused a deadly house fire this afternoon in Aloha. It happened around noon in a neighborhood off of Southwest 209th Avenue. Crews arrived to find smoke coming from a second-floor window. While putting out the fire, they found the body of one person. Tualatin Valley Fire and Rescue says their firefighting and search efforts were hampered by the amount of personal items in the home. Well, turning now to weather, on and off showers and cool conditions across the area today. Meteorologist Joe Ranieri joining us now. And Joe, what's the start of our work week looking like?
We're going to be looking at some very nice conditions heading into tomorrow, and we're already looking at some nice conditions along the Oregon coast. Lincoln City seeing a temperature at this hour of 53 degrees with clear skies, and we're not going to be seeing anything in terms of precipitation heading into tomorrow. It's going to be sunny and a little bit warmer tomorrow. In a few locations, it'll be about 10 degrees warmer. Showers return Tuesday, and again, those showers will start to get kind of intense heading into the middle part of the week, and there's a chance we could be seeing some thunderstorms develop by Wednesday. Drier by the later part of the week, but showers will be basically in the vicinity over the next few days, starting Tuesday and into Wednesday and over the next couple of days. Tomorrow is going to be the best day of the week, and picking up a little bit of some spotty showers at times right now. But the one thing that we're kind of paying close attention to is the cold temperatures we're going to be seeing. Without that cloud cover, our temperatures will drop a little bit, especially over in the central and southern part of the Willamette Valley. Parts of Lane and Lynn County are under a freeze advisory. That's the case throughout parts of Hood River until tomorrow at 8. I'll talk more about your detailed forecast in about 10 minutes from now.
All right, Joe, thank you. We'll see you a little later in the show. We have continuing coverage for you tonight. 3 days ago, we told you about a Portland nurse who went on a mission trip to Palestine and ended up stuck in Gaza. The nurse is now back here in the Rose City, safe and sound. Our Sydney Dorner spoke to her earlier today.
That's right. Monica Johnston is a burn care nurse from Northeast Portland. She traveled to Rafah on May 1st in hopes of having a volunteer trip that would last 2 weeks. But she just got back home at 11 p.m. Saturday night. Her path back home was even more difficult than her journey to Rafah, dragging on for about 32 hours. The nurses she spent years working with as a burn care specialist were some of the first people to greet her at PDX with a welcome back sign.
I get to go to a soft bed tonight, which I am very much looking forward to. But these people have lost everything. They've lost entire family systems. They've lost their homes. Many of them are lucky to even have their lives left.
Monica says she's still carrying the guilt and weight of knowing the children she cared for are still stuck in Rafah.
Thursday night, we were given the information that we would be allowed to leave through a different border crossing. But then we were also told that it's only the Americans on our team that would get to leave. So there was just shock amongst that idea.
Monica says there are still 14 of her fellow volunteers stuck in Rafah, and she's one of the 5 Americans who made it back home safe. Sydney Dorner, KGW News.
Portland police are hoping someone will come forward about an unusual case developing in downtown Portland. For weeks, someone has been throwing canned goods from a 23-story apartment complex on Southwest Jefferson and Broadway called the Ladd Tower. People tell us they've had to dodge cans coming from the building and even had their property damaged. Building management tells us they were not able to find any evidence it was coming from one of their tenants, and police can't search apartments without a warrant or consent. We'll continue asking questions, but again, if you know anything about who's throwing the cans, contact Portland Police. A stretch of small businesses in a town south of Seattle are looking at thousands of dollars in costs to repair their storefront windows. Police say a single person was responsible for breaking nearly 60 business windows at Tacoma's Antique Row. It happened early Saturday morning. That person now under arrest.
Historic large panes, they're very expensive. So just our windows alone, we're looking at $7,000 to $8,000 in damage. That's a lot for us.
One shop owner says it took them 2 years to replace another window. Other businesses on Antique Row are also figuring out how to move forward. But some say they'd like the city to help because they believe mental health issues played a role in all of the vandalism. The city of Tacoma had set aside $250,000 to fix broken windows, but the deadline to apply for some of that money was April 2nd.
I figure it's one of the privileges we have as a society is to get the opportunity to choose our elected officials. So I think it's really important.
I would like to see a change in Portland, and this is my opportunity to get that done.
Because voting's important. I vote every primary, every general, every election.
You just heard from voters who were turning in their ballots at a drop box in Multnomah County this afternoon. Voters have until 8 p.m. on Tuesday to drop off their ballots for Oregon's primary election. If you are sending your ballot by mail, it needs to be postmarked by Election Day. Here's a look at some early participation numbers from the Portland Metro. For Multnomah and Washington counties, these numbers are as of Friday, so they're likely higher now. We also spoke with the Clackamas County Clerk, Catherine McMullen, this weekend. This is what she had to say to voters ahead of Election Day.
We want you to use your voice and to vote, and one of the key ingredients of an election is citizen participation, and that is up to you.
And be sure to join us as we track election results on Tuesday. Our David Molko and Laurel Porter will be joined by political analysts. You'll be able to watch it right here on KGW, plus it will be streaming on our website, on YouTube, and on KGW+.